What a strange game of football. I've now got to try and summarise that for you guys in around 10 minutes or so, because it ends Forest 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Is that a dead rubber? Was it a dead rubber? Or is there some positives and negatives to take from it? Because it's put my head in a spin again, because, we come off the highs of an amazing game against Eintracht Frankfurt, a clean sheet, the perfect display with our strongest team. And then we face Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, and I've said before, forget the Premier League. I mean, that result, to me, duck off a water's back. I was going to duck off a water's back. Water off a duck's back, I should say. But it does pose there's some moments and issues, but also positives to really summarise, because it's a strange game, football, isn't it? It's a strange game, and you watch a game like that, and it does back up the argument that Ange Postecoglou might not be the right man to lead Tottenham in the right direction, and it does put some worry ahead of our Europa League fixtures, because if we carry on in this poor spell and this poor run of form, could we win the Europa League? Whereas, it could really be a detriment to us getting to that final and lifting the thing in Bilbao. I mean, there's loads of questions and loads of talking points to go through after this game. But before I go any further, if you are new to the Sunny Talk Spurs YouTube channel and you're just discovering me here and now, then get down below in the comment section. What did you make of that game? Does it make you worried ahead of the Europa League fixtures? Or are you just writing the Premier League off? That's gone. Who cares? Actually, positive result. Forest winning isn't good for Chelsea. So, take that with a pinch of salt. And also, if you are new, leave your likes, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because it'll let you know when I've gone live in instances such as this. As we always do in moments like this, we have a look at the stats. And I do the same thing every time. I forget to put them on my screen. And it's the most Nottingham Forest result ever. Because we had 22 shots, 6 on target, 70% possession, and they had 30% possession, 3 shots, 3 on target. But they won 2-1. And that's the stat that always matters. And, you watch that game today, and it is your typical Ange Postecoglou performance. All the possession, all the touches, all the momentum. But we made 2 mistakes, and we can see from in the first half. I mean, that first half again was pretty dire, was pretty shocking, wasn't it? Just nothing to really write home about. The atmosphere's flat. The fans just don't really care for this one. They want to see, us play in the Europa League, because that is literally all that there is to play for Tottenham Hotspur. Who cares about the Premier League? I don't care about the Premier League. Do you care about the Premier League? Because I just don't think any of us do. It's all about the Europa League fixture. And this, again, it just goes to show, Ange Postecoglou made a few changes. He made some questionable decisions. I'm not sure why he's risking Mickey van der Ven in a game like this, and Romero. And then at half-time, he brings on Kevin Danzo and Ben Davies anyway. Is he just trying to get some minutes up? Same with Dejan Kulusevski. Looking quite off it, but he's getting some minutes into his legs. So there is positives in that. And I think, in an attacking aspect, we played okay. We were creating chances. I think Tell looked lively when he was on. Richarlison looked lively, but he misses 100 chances and then scores the one. So you can tell he's coming up to trying to get up to speed. But the 2 goals again, this is what worries me about Ange Postecoglou football, and why, after Thursday's game, I admitted I was wrong about, I was wrong about Ange Postecoglou in regard to, underestimating him in that game, in that one-off game. But today, my doubts come back in about Ange Postecoglou and whether I think he is the right man to lead Tottenham going forward. Because, and a lot of people are saying, Sonny, you keep flip-flopping. But I am so on the fence of knowing what is right and what is wrong when it comes to Ange Postecoglou. But again, 2 mistakes from set pieces. And a lot of people will say, Sonny, they were individual mistakes again. I don't think that matters. It comes down to the manager and what he's coaching and what he's setting the players out to do. Conceding like that in 2 awful displays. From Vicario, who against Frankfurt was fantastic. But this is now 2 weeks in a row in the Premier League where he's made 4 mistakes. He made 2 against Wolves. He's made 2 against Forest. Because, that first one, he should not be letting that shot go in. It goes between his hands. And that other one, the Chris Wood goal, I mean, he's coming out for it. You've got to claim it. You've either got to claim it or you've got to punch it. And he just, let it go past him. And Mickey van der Ven's got to do better from that as well. So there are moments where I'm watching these games. And one, they make me worried ahead of the Europa League. Whether we can actually, dispatch a Bodo Glimt and then Manchester United or Athletic Club Bilbao. But there are positives because... we have got that attacking momentum. I just think, we've got to be on our A game in those fixtures because, a Forest side has just punished us then. They've hardly have any chances. They scored with their 2 chances. They scored with their 2 biggest chances. And that's what it's coming down to with, when we played Wolves last week, I think, Frankfurt was a good example. We suffocated them. We didn't really allow them too many chances. And when they did, they were either put wide or they were defended well. But this was an example of just a game where it reminded me of earlier on in the season, funny enough, of those moments where you're looking and you're going like Leicester away or Newcastle where we lost 2-1. And, those results where it could have gone either way. But it just shows that Ange Postecoglou, I still have so many doubts about him. If he goes and wins that Europa League trophy, then fair play to him. He will be given time. But it just goes to show they're keeping him on just for that Europa League because this league form is absolutely dire. We've already had our league, status confirmed, I guess, because of the relegations of other teams. That's the funny thing that we're saying that. Because obviously Southampton are gone, Leicester are gone, and there's a matter of time before Ipswich go as well. Especially with Wolves winning as well and West Ham and all that drawing. So, yeah, that's where my current thought process is around this because, it's all well and good. I've said it to many people, I've said it to my friends, I've said it on this YouTube channel. There's signs there sometimes of Ange Ball of how it works. But, again, it was just, you make those changes again and it's just not going to tick as much. Udogie, we looked like we missed him. Jed Spence came in and Poro looked poor again. The midfield was getting bypassed. Bentancur wasn't as good as he was the other night. Maybe, too many minutes played in the legs. So it goes to show that there are still, many missing pieces of this jigsaw puzzle before we can fully say that Ange Postecoglou is a good enough manager for Tottenham Hotspur. But, yeah, as I say, it's all about the Europa League. This does not matter. This does not matter, this game. That's why I'm not too fussed. I'm not annoyed or angry after this result. There's concerns. And I think that's right. There should be some concerns. If we hadn't have scored, I would have been a bit more, in a crisis. I just get worried, say, that we do get a big injury to a starter. Your Van der Vens, your Bergvall or someone like that, Solanke, and we have to play Richarlison or someone up front. I know Richarlison scored, but he still looks a bit off it. There's something still not right in his flow and his gameplay. But that's where it's such a weird situation, and Manchester United had the same thing. They lost against Wolves yesterday. So there's a lot of teams where they're trying to negotiate these cup competitions and they're writing off the league. The league is pretty much dead and buried, and that's what's going to have to happen. If Ange Postecoglou, as I say, wins this competition, the Europa League, a lot of Spurs fans will be happy. And you can tell that's the vibe in the stadium. A lot of people have gone there tonight. A few empty seats as well, but they're like, do we care about this? Do we care? There's some booze at half time sprinkled around, but yeah, it's a weird one. I've never known something quite like it because, as I say, Ange Postecoglou would have been sacked ages ago if it was just about the Premier League and after the other cup exits, but he's still going in the Europa League, so I'll back him until we get knocked out of that, basically, because today and again I'm just a bit concerned. I'm concerned, but I thought I'd just raise those concerns and let me know in the comments down below. Are you concerned, or do you think you've written off the league? It's just if we're turning up in the Europa League like we did against Frankfurt, it will all be okay. But that's football for you. But yeah, as I say, leave your comments, leave your like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I'll probably have a video for you guys out on Wednesday. Let me know what you want me to talk about, because there's not a lot. So yeah, and until then, I'll see you guys pretty soon. Have a good evening. Ciao.